Yo.
What up? What up?
Woo, what's poppin', man? Let's go.
No, let's go, man. Another week. Come on, let's go.
I feel like we say here, we always, we need to do our catch up on air, man. So instead of, we do like 3-4 hours of catch up on the week.
Yeah,
and then
real.
You know how you get home like every day and like your girl, your wife, your husband, whatever, they want to tell you like everything that happened that day and stuff like that. Me and Sean got to squeeze that in. Like once a week.
Yeah, in a couple of hours, man. It's like a whole...
And then they said...
You know what's the worst part about that, bro? Is that sometimes there's shit that I want to tell you, and then I can't because I want to tell you on air. Because I want to get the reaction like on the pod, right?
Yeah.
So, and I actually have two things that I got to tell you today that we didn't do.
Yeah, so yeah, we purposely save shit for y'all.
That's right.
We save it for the people.
I hope y'all appreciate that shit. Welcome back, everybody, to the Copper Footman Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with a drink of the day.
Ooh, man, this is a first. I think first ever on the pod, man. It's hard for us to come by the first these days, but this is a first for me, period, and definitely a first on the pod. Did a gin old fashioned today, man.
And you know we like the old fashions. You know how we like our old fashioned. We've done the tequila, we've done the rums, we've done obviously the different bourbons and the scotches and all that. First time I think doing gin, I'm pretty sure. So it's pretty straightforward, man. It's like regular old fashioned, except you're gonna do the 2 ounces of the gin. You're gonna build this in like a mixing glass. So filled with ice, you do the 2 ounces of gin. We did rosemary simple syrup, which is coming from Casa de la Chan's simple syrup factory. But yeah, rosemary simple syrup. Do about ½ ounce of the rosemary simple syrup, 2 ounces of the gin. We did the Hendrix gin today, just straight the regular Hendrix. I know Hendrix got all the specialty ones and the seasonal ones and all that, which are good. But for this one, we did the regular Hendrix. Be generous, maybe like 4 or 5 dashes of grapefruit bitters, and then we just garnish with a lemon peel and rosemary, and that's it. It's awesome.
It's just straight. If you're a gin lover, I feel like you'll like this.
Dude, I'm surprised because I've never, we've done, like you said, we've done the bourbons, the tequilas, we've even done the rum. I never considered this because I always feel like gin straight feels harsh to me.
Same, yeah.
And so I never thought that this would hit good, but it really does. And then if y'all are interested in doing the rosemary simple syrup, it's literally a cup of sugar, a cup of water. Put that shit on the stove, can bring it to a boil, and then if you have rosemary, you can buy rosemary from the store, drop the rosemary right in there and let that shit simmer for a while. Take it off the heat once it starts to boil and let it simmer for probably like 20 minutes and then bottle it.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
That's it. Yeah. With the simple syrup, it's always funny, man, because it's literally just sugar and water, you know, and some of these simple syrups would be like $10 for a bottle. Like it's offensive, and you're like, that's sugar water. I can just go make that at home right now. It's probably going to be a little better.
Yeah, you can go buy a pound of sugar.
But yeah, this one is amazing, and I've been trying, you made me a bottle of that rosemary simple syrup, man. I've been trying different cocktails with it. And this was one of the things that I thought of, because we originally made the first one, regular simple syrup. I'm like, nah, because I guess I'm just trying to, because it's such a unique thing, I'm like, all right, which one? We like to experiment. So we originally did regular simple syrup, and we did the grapefruit bitters. Then we did the regular simple syrup with grapefruit and rosemary bitters. And then we ultimately decided on just grapefruit bitters and the rosemary simple syrup, and that combination was by far the best. Yeah. We both thought so anyway, but it's good. And I love trying different variations, because it's like, man, there's something there, but like these are the fun ones.
It's like something's missing.
Like, something's missing, and we've been doing this long enough that we kind of know, like to what less of this or more of this. And then sometimes we have no fucking clue, but we'll just experiment with stuff. But
yeah, man. Yeah. So try it out, people. Let us know what you think. As always.
Yeah.
Yo,
in the comments, tell us.
Absolutely. Yeah, I gotta tell you. All right, so this is one of my stories I've been trying to not tell you before this shit. So this week, man, my wife was coming home with my son from school, and she just happened to kind of come a little bit of a different way, but it's nearby my house, but this little bit different way past this guy that was literally right by like an AutoZone.
Okay.
And he's he was fixing his van
But like outside of his van are like his 5 kids and his wife.
He was in the parking lot to the AutoZone fixing it.
Not even in the parking lot, man. Kind of like off to the side of like the road. It was. I mean, he should have probably been in the parking lot. I don't know why he was there, but for whatever reason, right? So she kind of sees the kids and slows down and goes like, hey, like, do you need help?
Yeah.
And the guy looks at her and he's like, yo, like, I don't have any money. And she's like, no, I'm not asking you to have money. Like, do you need help? And then he's like, oh, I'm changing my brakes or whatever. But she's seen, and for whatever reason, she was like, it seemed like the guy was struggling. So she tells the guy like, oh, I'm gonna see if my husband can help you. So, and I'm literally like quarter mile away from my house, right? So comes to the house and goes like, hey, like there's a guy out there, like he's with his family, like young kids, and so. And she told me he was changing his brakes, and so I'm like, okay. Oh, you know what? He had actually said like, oh, I need to get a C-clamp.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I have one of those, right? And so I grab the C-clamp, whatever. I grab a big jack, and because I'm thinking, yo, if you're on the road and this shit's happening to you, you're using the fucking jack from the man, and when that's horrible.
Also, well, yeah, no, finish. So I got so many questions already. But
so I get over there. I take one of my sons with me, and I get there, man. I roll up and I'm just like, hey, man, like my wife sent me over here. I heard you need some help. So you can tell that he's kind of leery of. He doesn't know me, right?
Yeah, why you being nice?
He's with his family, you know what I'm saying? And so
I would have been suspicious too, bro.
Yeah, I would too, bro.
I don't want to assume anybody wants to help me, bro. Yeah.
And so I get over there, man, and I'm like, hey, like let's use a different jack. Like I gotta and he had actually, I guess in the time that it took me to get over there, he had went inside and with whatever money he had, he got like a small C-clamp. But I had a bigger one, so I'm just like, let's do this. Let's fucking, let's jack it up, whatever. And while we're doing it, he's telling me like this story. And he's like, oh man, I'm from Georgia, moved down to Florida for a job with Amazon at an Amazon warehouse.
Okay.
He's like, things didn't really go well. He's like, my shoulder got messed up, and so he kind of and again, I didn't ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I kind of just let him talk. And so it appeared that he had like maybe lost his job and was maybe heading back to Georgia. That's kind of what it seemed. Plus the fact that he was with his entire family changing brakes on the side of the road.
Yeah,
it was just kind of odd.
Yeah, like you just decided on a road trip that like you needed new brakes.
Right. But what happened was, so what ended up happening was he was driving and he said he heard like a noise and thing, and then just this nasty grinding whatever. So, was nearby that auto parts store, pulled over, and then realized it was the brakes and went inside and bought brakes, whatever, right?
Okay.
So he starts to, he by the time I had gotten there, he had already done one side. He's doing the front brakes. He's done one side. He goes to the other side. He's starting to do that, and at one point his hands start to shake, and he's like, "Man, I'm diabetic." And I'm like, yo, do you need like orange juice? So there's stores nearby. So I'm about to send my son to go get some OJ, whatever. I'm like, you need OJ? You need a freaking Snickers bar or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, no, just leave me. And he's kind of sitting on the floor and he's shaking and he's like, I have to just sit in this for a minute. It'll go away. And I'm like, bro, let me get a turn. Like,
so you
get out,
hopped on
like get out. Let me get a turn, man. So I get down there. I finish the job. Meanwhile, I hear him while I'm working. He's back there talking to my son, and they're talking about like life. You know what I'm saying? Like because he and I were talking. He and I kind of going back and forth while he's working, just talking about like, man, like he's telling me about the Amazon thing, and I'm telling them like, yeah, man, you can't don't give up, man. Like you gotta. And this guy, he looks older than me.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, he looks older than me.
His kids are how young?
They're probably
like younger
than my kids.
Okay.
Maybe the oldest is a teenager, and then maybe down to like 7 or 8.
Okay, so in that range. Okay.
So yeah. And
the wife's in the car with him too?
Wife's in the car with him. And so we get to, you know, like I said, we're chatting back and forth, and at one point he goes, he goes, yeah, man. He goes, I can tell an upperclassman when I see one. And I'm like, what? And dude, he calls out to me. He's like, yo, he goes, when'd you graduate, man? Like high school, like 1992? And I was like, man, that's pretty good, bro, yeah. And then he goes, yeah, man, I graduated, and I think he graduated like 94.
Oh, that's like 2
years younger than
okay.
me. But he looked older. Anyway, man, so finish the job. We get him on his way, and again, he's telling me about his, like, kind of his hardships and whatever. I get back in my car, man, and I have my wallet, and I'm just like, you know what? Look at my wallet, and I had like $50 in there, man. And I take it, and I go around, and I give it to him, and then he goes, he looks at me with like this, fucking like, I don't know, like this look of like almost like amazement, gratitude. You know what I'm talking about? Like this almost like what?
Like what the, like for real? Like you, first off, you came out here to help me, like you don't know me, dude, shit, and then
and I was just like, put it in his hand. I'm just like, bro, it's not much, man, but go get, you know, try to get some dinner for the family, man.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, like, thank you.
Dude, as a man to even accept that. Yeah. It's hard, bro. It's so hard, right? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then he was like, when he had asked me my name earlier, and I was like, oh, I'm Sean. And then he goes, oh man, I have an older brother that passed away. His name is Sean.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I'm like, hey man, like, maybe he sent me.
Yeah, wow.
You know?
Man,
and as he's telling me that, you know, you can tell he kind of takes a moment, he takes a breath. You can see he got like emotional when he told me that. And then when I gave him the money, it was just like I'll tell you that look on his face, and I didn't want him, you know, like, it's one of those things where it's just like, dudes, I'm just like, dude, it's cool, man. Like,
cool, like, I'm good, bye, yeah.
And then so we start to drive away.
Yeah, that doesn't slip it and then like not even want to be seen. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I
normally
did.
You don't.
He was sitting in the car. Yeah. He was sitting in the driver's seat by himself. I don't know what he was doing, and his family was kind of off to the side outside. And I was just like, yo, man, I was like, yo, here, you know. So
yeah, he did the incognito.
Yeah, right. But you could tell like he was like super grateful for it, man. And I was like, and for me, like that wasn't nothing. You know, that wasn't extra special for me. I'm glad that I could help the dude. Yeah. But it was like, man. Dude, it was just one of those moments, man. And as I drove away, he brings like his whole family comes out to the front of the van, and there's little kids and stuff, like they were like waving at me like, "Bye, Mr. Sean," right? And I'm just like, man, that dude got to this place. Like, this shit happens to him. He happens to pull over. You know, he's got like little to no money. He buys brakes because he fucking needs them.
Yeah, he has to. Yeah.
Right, because he has to. And then
it's probably why he's doing them himself, right? He's like, I could buy pads for $20-$30 and do this and go suffer on the side of the road for like fucking 3 hours to do this.
But then to leave there, man, and I go, yo, like, how dope, like what a fucking amazing feeling for me too, man, to just go. I was able to help him, and then even a little bit of money I was able to give him, like the gratitude.
And I'm sure that started as a fucking awful experience, right? Like, I gotta pull over the side of the road. Like you said, I don't have the right tools for this shit. I'm doing it. Here goes 3-4 hours. I'm gonna sit out here, do this. It's gonna set me back, you know, money. You know, like who knows? He's probably got just enough to get to wherever they're going. You know, probably to stay with family or whatever they're doing back in Georgia, man.
Yeah, man. So it was so cool. Just one of those, and I was so glad that I had my son there with me. Mm-hmm. Because he was able to be there the entire time. He didn't really do anything, but to listen to me and the guy talk, listen to the guys sort of like his experience, and then they were kind of chatting while I was doing, you know, while I was doing some of the work, and then to walk away from there going like, yo, man, like, you know, when you can do for others, you do it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you could always do something, man. And I hope we made that dude's day, man. But it was a dope interaction, and experience, and just something that, like it didn't really cost me nothing, right?
Yeah, and then you never know, like you said, like we talk about this on here all the time, was like you just don't know which interactions are gonna be like impactful or meaningful or
People,
whatever.
bro,
like it's
like,
and right, and like that guy is going back and telling his family about something, like wherever he got to, and then who knows, years from now he's like telling people like, man, it was, and that's not why you do it, but just
no, definitely not.
I say that to say like the mark you're gonna leave on this guy, man, and helping people we've all been there, had a shitty day, had a shitty week, circumstance, year, month, what, and something unexpected like that happens that like, it gives you kind of a restored faith in, I don't want to say humanity, but just like a maybe in your circumstance where you're like, it's gonna be all right, and sometimes you just need somebody to kind of drag you along, like.
Yeah, man. So kudos. Like I said, I was glad to help, man, and just, man, like I said, just walked away from there going, man, that was a cool experience, and I was just so fucking happy to help him. But I know that dude, when you see that gratitude in somebody's face, where you go like, this is gonna be meaningless to me, but for them, maybe make a big impact. Like if that dude, worst case scenario, right? Like he walked out of there, he didn't spend no money because I reimbursed him for his breaks.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, if nothing else, he got that money back
for that whole experience. Yeah, and he got some help doing it, and like. Whew.
Yeah, so it was that was cool, man. That was something.
It's weird how shit like that happens where you just go like I'm not a religious person, but like there are moments like that where you just go, man, call it faith, call it the universe, call it whatever it is. It's like right place, right time.
Yeah.
Just because what are the odds that your wife's going by, your wife. Dude, also,
if my wife goes a different way home,
but also you could have just been like, not my problem. Like most of us would us. Let's be real.
Yeah.
They catch you on the right day, you might be like, it sucks for him. You know what I mean?
Here's the other thing, bro. If the guy is not with his family, my wife keeps driving.
Yeah, of course.
It's seeing him
the kids
with the kids, right? And this is like, oh, look, another, like it's a family of 5, just like ours. And here's this, and they clearly, like, where the place where they were parked, you go, no, nobody's going there to hang. So they're in trouble, right? And if my wife goes a different way home, like she happens to just go that way, so it's like you know what I'm talking about, like it's behind, so you can go like to the light and then kind of come around. But if she kind of went the other way, she probably just drives past and doesn't even. So one of those like meant to be. And another thing made me think about was like, yo, how many times do we drive by people on the side of the road that probably need help?
Oh,
and
we
did
that shit twice today, man.
And we just keep driving, man.
And we make up an excuse, right? Like my excuse today was like,
I'm late for work, or
behind me, it'd be weird to put, whatever. We all make the different. And occasionally, I have stopped. I've had some weird interactions like that. I've had some fine interactions. Then I'm usually the guy like, I hope you push your car out the way. And then I'm like, all right, bye. And I get out. I don't want to hang. I helped this woman once and she was trying to give me money. I'm like, no, I'm good, man. That's not why I did it. Just got in.
Right.
I think, it's funny, man. I think when her husband or something had shown up in the time, she was broken down, and her husband, I don't know how long she was out there for, but basically when I had pulled over, I helped her push her car. She was in the middle of the road into a parking lot or something, right? And I think at the time, her husband was trying to give me money. I was like, no, man. I was like, I hope one day, like, somebody sees my wife, my daughter, my whatever, and does the same for them, bro. Like, I'm good. Like, it's not why I did it. You know what I mean? And it just kept it moving. But that's the one scenario, and I'm sure I've driven by 100 of them, and then
like you said, and we make excuses sometimes of like why why not to stop. So, man, good experience. So, like if y'all ever see somebody out there, man, like don't hesitate to stop. You never know the impact that you're gonna make on somebody.
Or maybe not. Don't get stabbed because of us on that.
Or if you're a woman, don't stop.
The guys in the car before had to pull over and ask. Now I'm on 60 Minutes of fucking. See, man, now I gotta give you the carbon footprint because I was gonna give it to like this midget stripper, and it feels wildly inappropriate now. So I guess it goes.
They were way more impactful.
In the spirit of the show, like this guy's life, I'm sure he's always gonna remember that. Dude, he's always gonna remember that. And his kids, you know, who knows? Like maybe one day one of those kids pulls over for somebody else because they'll go, yo, this one time this guy pulled over. You know, like you just never know, man. That's crazy. Good for you, man. Because I'd like to think that I would have done the same.
Yeah.
But probably not.
Yeah, right. You might have been busy that day. All right, what we got? What else we got here, man? Let's government shutdown.
I think that just as we were getting on air, I think the government turned back on today, right? So it's over. It's officially over.
I think so. Yes. Yeah. Trump signed it.
I got the news alert, so I'm gonna pull out what the facts are. It ends. So Trump signed the funding bill 19 minutes ago. So just before we got on air, I saw the breaking news clip. So longest, how many 43 days was that?
43 days
government shutdown. Longest in history.
In U.S. history, yeah.
It only gets them through, I think, January, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Well, when I saw the initial bill presented earlier today, which I'm going to assume that's the one that Trump signed, it only gets them to January, and it basically buys them these 2 months to come up with like a permanent deal. I think if it's the same one.
That makes sense because some of the news articles I was reading was some of the Dems going, hey, like the fight's not over yet.
Right. Yeah. No. I think it's supposed to be. Yeah, he said 43. Oh, yeah, January 30th. The legislation extends funding for most agencies, so not all, most, until January 30 and includes 3 full-year funding bills for other parts of the government. Okay, so there's still some shit to work out, but there are some other ones that were funded for 3 full years. Okay, so we have till January 30th. We won't have the time to get into every aspect or every, like department or whatever they got thing to this, but the government shutdown thing is one of those. I know we talked about this last week, but it's really easy to ignore if it doesn't affect you. Like,
oh yeah,
like I'm looking at it going like, man, I want to take a flight somewhere, and like this might, it's as selfish as fuck.
Yeah.
There's people whose jobs, right, like are like who aren't getting paid or can't go to work or can't whatever. Like it's like a very selfish thing, but like we're all very much like that. It's like it doesn't affect me personally, so I'm like, I don't feel as impacted by it. Like it's more like the headlines of the thing that comes up. But until I'm like, well, I want to do this. Well, fuck, the government shut down, and it's like really selfish shit, right? Like,
no doubt. I had a coworker yesterday that told me he was over on the West Coast, and he goes, "Man, I'm gonna, me and a couple of coworkers are gonna actually go drive like 4 hours to like the big airport." Because the smaller airports over here don't have no air traffic controllers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like you want to get home, you got to go drive 4 hours first and then go take a 5-hour flight back.
Yeah, dude, and I saw that there were, that Trump and then I think it was the Secretary of Transportation were being super critical of the air traffic controllers, making comments about like, hey, the guys who didn't show up to work aren't true patriots. And they're going to be punished, and we're going to see such, and he's offering bonuses to people stuck around. And like some of it, they're saying, hey, some of these guys took off before we stopped paying. Like the first time they stopped getting paid was at the end of October. It wasn't the entire time because I guess they got funded for a few weeks. So the Secretary of Transportation was basically saying like, yo, man, like you missed one paycheck, and some of you guys were calling in beforehand. I mean, and I guess we've all been at work where it's been stressful times, and I go like the flip side of that, bro, is like these guys are probably picking up slack for a lot of other shit or a lot of the stressors and a lot of stuff, and they're just like, fuck this, I need a break. Air traffic controllers already have one of the most stressful jobs.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I think you add all this in on top of it. I can't even imagine what that's like. But I think it shows the not just Trump and like this guy, but I feel like I hear people, and I even read the comments to like the articles that I was reading about that, and like people kind of agreeing with them. There's such a tone deaf, I think, attitude to saying like, assume like, hey, just you're gonna get back pay. Well, yeah, but that doesn't feed me today, and it doesn't feed my family today, and it doesn't pay my maybe I'm getting evicted. Maybe I live in fucking Chicago and I need heat right now. Maybe it's such a he was basically calling them cowards and traitors to their country and not think. And I'm like, bro, I'm loyal to one thing, and it's like the mouths I gotta feed, and the thing, it's just. And dude, when you take,
there's one thing about being. I think being in the military is one thing, because there is, a specific set of training that you go through. There's a specific set of education that you go through that really sort of, gives you sort of like the history of the branch that you're serving in and instills a sense of patriotism. I don't know that the same thing happens with air traffic controllers or somebody that's working at the local government office.
Yeah.
Maybe those are more they're just jobs. And so to go, that these folks are not patriots, it's just like, no, I went to school to be an air traffic controller and then you guys were hiring. So I'm just an employee.
Yeah,
I don't look at it, and it's like, well, if I come to work, then people get to, business people that probably are not affected by this get to fly. People that are going on vacation, and meanwhile, like I'm not getting paid. Yeah. So I don't see how that's lack of patriotism.
No, me neither. I think that. And again, these people are like public servants, right? And so as voters, you got to go like, man, you can't relate to me. Like, and obviously I understand, like, I can't think of the Secretary of Transportation's name, but
I wouldn't know.
But like Trump, again, he's been very wealthy his whole life, and I can understand him being sort of like disconnected from what it's like to have a job and have to, some of these people probably live paycheck to paycheck, right? They can't afford to be out. Oh, and even if they do, like the average American savings accounts are really small, right? And so like maybe he gets by a week or two, like, and also you're not paying, like I don't owe you anything, right? Like I'm here for a job. This is an exchange. It's a service for money, right? Like you're like it or not. So if I'm not exchanging that, then I'm not coming. Like I don't owe you.
And the other thing too, man, if as a government, if you deem that air traffic controllers are essential, then those should be one of the people. Yes, you have to fund that.
It should absolutely be funded, or not. And then you just shut it down.
And then you shut it down.
Yeah, you just shut it down, and maybe you keep like certain airports as like emergency hubs or whatever. I don't know, bro. Yeah. I don't know how you do it, but like, yeah. Oh well, I'm glad it's
at least it's over.
I'm glad it's over, especially for the people that it did affect. Again, like money wise, I know. SNAP benefits and that sort of thing. Like I'm too stupid to have paid attention to everybody who kind of got cut and wasn't getting benefits for certain things. Like I didn't look into it, but I know there was certainly a lot of like food insecurity and that sort of thing. So I'm glad to see that people were getting whatever assistance they needed back and all the jobs back, and hopefully we can just like move on. Like,
man. Let's hope these guys, put together a deal that they all can agree with and that benefits the people.
Yeah, man.
By what, January, you said?
January 30th, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Listen, man.
Dude, what's today? This is November.
12 is when we started the pod. It's the 13th now.
So since we're talking about government, man, I got to give a shout out. Obviously, this week was Veterans Week.
Yeah.
But more importantly, it was the 250th birthday of my beloved Marine Corps. Hoorah!
Let's go.
Just had to throw that in there.
But yeah, man. Yeah. I'd say Happy Veterans Day to you, and then anybody else that served, man, for sure.
Absolutely. You had something to talk about Halloween Horror Nights, man. What's going on with Halloween Horror Nights?
Bro, I wanted to
tell the people what it is, because they don't know.
Yeah, I guess if you listen to us and you haven't been to Halloween Horror Nights, Universal Studios does this event every year. It's Halloween Horror Nights. They make these haunted houses. Usually there's some original and some are after like existing IPs. So like this year was like Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a big IP, and like Jason and Fallout and that sort of thing, which Fallout is based on a video game. Yep. Five Nights at Freddy 2, Jason, obviously, if you guys have watched the Friday the 13th movies, that Jason. Anyway, so every year to do this event, it's something that I've done every year with my kids. It's been fun. It started with me and my daughter. My son has joined us the last couple of years too now. And it was always became like a way to celebrate our birthdays together, because our birthdays are all in the same week in September. And so we would do it. And so, this year I went, man, and we went a little later. We went like late October. And it was, dude, it runs from about 6:30 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Okay.
There are, like I said, 10 haunted houses, and then there are scare zones, what they call it, scattered throughout the park, right? So maybe there's 2 or 3, and then there's other shit, right? There's still rides open. There's like the normal rides. There's food things, and there's shows, and there's all this stuff. Dude, I went one night, and it took us 5 hours to do 3 houses.
Oh, no.
because of the wait times and the lines. And then after, waiting that, then I happened to just pick a terrible night, and then Universal, it was raining so bad, like towards the end of the night.
I went last year, it was raining as well, but not like that.
It flooded when I was there, like literally like ankle deep water, like in this stuff. And so I reach out to Universal Studios, just telling them about the wait times and all that stuff, and I'm like, hey, the top it off ran at the end, not your fault. Like, but
right.
just I'm trying to give them an overall picture of like my experience there, right? And first off, Universal's kind of like sucks. Like, sorry. Hopefully you come back next year. Like, that was their initial response to me. Was literally their initial response to me, man. I have the email.
We don't give a fuck about you.
We don't control the weather,
shuts down?
and the park wasn't over capacity. And I'm like,
that's not the point.
That wasn't
I didn't say that.
So I kind of replied back, like, I didn't even complain about the weather. My main complaint was the lines. I go like, I say all this to say too is it costs $120 at a minute per person to get into.
Right. It's not cheap.
So it's not cheap. So I think I fired back with like, hey, like the weather shit, like that wasn't even my main complaint. My main complaint was like I didn't even get to experience half of what this thing is.
Yeah.
And for $120, I highly doubt that your expectation is that people only get to experience 30% of what it is that you have to offer, or 20% of what it is you have to offer in totality. Like, so it wasn't even so much that. It's like, and you're telling me you're at capacity, well then that even more so, something's wrong. Like, it can't take that long to do. And sure, like maybe I could have picked 3 different houses, right? But in reality, in my mind, if I'm spending $120, I should be able to do everything, right?
Or pretty close.
Or pretty damn close, right? Like if I'm slow, that's on me, right? Like if I'm taking my time because I'm eating and whatever, I'm stopping, whatever, cool. But the 6 hours or whatever, the 7 hours that this event's open to me should be enough to do everything, right? So anyway, eventually they can see it and they give me free tickets to go back. And so like I have a week to do it. So I go back after Halloween. So this is like, I think the last night that they're doing it. And I thought, it'll be dead. Halloween's over and this stuff.
Yeah.
Fuller than it was the first time.
Yeah?
Guess how many haunted houses we did the second time?
2?
2.
Wow. And you're there for what? How many hours?
I just got there at 6:30 when it opened and I was there till 2 a.m.
No
Well, actually, I lied. I left a little after midnight because I'm going to wait 90 minutes for the next house. Like, I'm not going to sit here and wait. And so I was only going to get to do one more. So I had waited. So the Jason one, they told me would take, I think it was like 110 minutes when we got in line. By the time we got out of it, it took us a little over 3 hours. So we waited over 3 hours for one.
Oh, wow.
And then we waited over an hour for another one. And then I think we had stopped.
So did you do the ones that you had not done the first time? I'm assuming.
Yeah. I didn't go back to. Right? I was like, let me go do these. So yeah, I did 2 more that I hadn't done, and then so total I went twice. I got 5 houses done, and then I did do all the scare zones the second time because we just.
And you were there for what, like
7 hours, bro? 6 hours. So it's 6
the second
hours.
Time.
The second time I did 6 more hours.
But you did 8 hours the first time.
So the first time I was there
6 to 2.
6 also. So you figure.
6 to 2, you said?
Yeah, so...
That's 8 hours,
Yeah,
bro.
8 hours. So...
14 hours.
So 14 hours, I got 5 houses done and 3 scare zones. That's fucking insane to me. And it's like, it's not even worth, like... I love it, and it's... But and then, like, the other, like, the thing they'll suggest is, like, buy a fast pass. Guess how much a fast pass costs to Halloween?
It's probably double the price.
It's another $200-something.
Oh, so it's more than ticket price.
It's more than the ticket price. So also,
but I guess it's probably worth it.
It's that you actually get to do stuff, but I shouldn't have to pay you then now I shouldn't have to pay you 200% more of my original ticket price in order to actually experience the whole thing. And this isn't unique to Universal. It's like, you know how the parks here work. The fuller they are, the more you pay to get in, which is crazy because that means the less you get to do.
Right.
And so you get the surge pricing. So like, the minimum ticket, it doesn't go under $100 for Universal. So I think I went on the cheapest nights. Maybe it was like 110 or whatever it was. And then it's like the fast passes are also on that same program. So like one night you could pay $200 for a fast pass, but the next night might be $280 for a fast pass.
Oh, depending on which night you go.
Depending on how full it is.
Yeah.
So like, you're talking, I could potentially spend $400 per person in order to experience which is
dude. I was just gonna say,
man.
I wonder if it's more beneficial, and maybe not. I'm sure somebody's already done the math on this. To just raise ticket prices to $300, you'll get less people willing to pay that. therefore the parks will be less full. You'll probably still make the same amount of money.
Probably, and it's a better experience.
And it's a better experience for everybody who goes.
Yeah, like if I had to pay, I don't know, $200 a ticket to go in, would I still do it? Probably. And then, but if I knew I got a chance to do everything and it wasn't crowded, I'm like, yo, the experience is better. But like now, I'm like, this has turned me off completely. I'm like, I either have to do it with a fast pass, which now I'm annoyed that I have to spend that much money, right? Depending on where I go. I have to pick a better night, like go earlier. But I think for me, I feel like I should be able to do everything no matter what night I choose to go. You know, like it's just insane, man. Yeah, I just had, you know, I'm like, okay, cool that you guys came through with the tickets for the second time. Sure, I had to bitch a little more for it, but whatever. I'll give them the credit for like the customer service on that aspect. But then I'm like, man, it didn't even help. Like I got to see 2 more things. Like I even that
and you're
night,
probably more annoyed. I was the second night.
Livid. I'm in line for the thing, and I was like, "Yo, I just want to leave." And now I'm going like, I don't even know that it was worth it to come here and do that, right? Like I'm like, I should have just let it be, right? It was just.
So you gotta try the Hollow Scream?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go do.
I wonder if one of the other ones are better.
Like Hollow Scream used to be only Busch Gardens, but now I think SeaWorld does it. So I was like, yeah, I might have to go to
and just try it.
Just try it. All right, we back.
All right, we back.
The dog need a little break.
Hey, you gotta walk the dog before we start.
I did.
I thought we did.
I did, man. He was. Yeah, I'm sure y'all heard him. If you're watching the video, you might have seen him. He was in there whining and stuff. But.
Yeah, I don't even know if they could see them.
Yeah,
he was like, he was putting his paw on my leg. Yeah. I'm just like, why you bothering me?
Like, bro, let's go. Yeah, I can't tell.
Go get your owner.
Camera. It's not like he's small. So, yeah. he's like, your boy ain't listening to me. I'm gonna need you to step in.
All right, man. Yo, let's get into Tom Brady. He got his dog clone.
Speaking of dogs, he got his beloved dog that he had for years. Had it cloned recently. Like he had a very similar dog, and they asked him about it. And oddly enough, man, I got to pull up the name of the company.
Oh, I
think we did a story on the name of this company.
We did the Colossal Biosciences.
Yes, maybe a year or two ago, we did a story on this company on the pod. And it's really weird to see it kind of come full circle now. And so, like, it's actually being used. And Tom Brady has like a 2-year-old dog or something from this company.
What's odd is, man, the dog that he decided to clone was like a mixed breed.
Yeah, it wasn't even like.
It wasn't. Yeah,
he didn't even use it to get like you know, some rare dog or whatever. He like, I just loved my other dog so much that I wanted the same dog, basically, or like something similar.
Yep.
So he basically got the same dog made, which sounds. It's like the most Tom Brady shit I've ever heard, like on some sci-fi shit, you know. But
and it's really, if you've seen the dog, it's like the random like
it's like a
pound puppy,
pound puppy, yeah. But it's cool and like clearly meaningful to him. You know, he obviously has the means, but like you said, it's not like he went out to like, oh, I'm gonna clone some super rare breed that doesn't happen. It's like, I really love this dog and I want to clone the same dog, and it's cool. It made headlines, but for us, I thought about, man, we did a story.
And I want to say, it was they were trying to bring back the woolly mammoth.
Is it the same company?
I think that's the one. Yeah. Trying to bring back the woolly mammoth. They did the dodo bird.
They did. That's right.
And the Tasmanian tiger was the.
That's right. Didn't they succeed at the Tasmanian tiger and the dodo bird? Yeah, they succeeded. But the woolly mammoth is the one that's still in the works, right?
I think so. Yeah.
They'll figure that shit out, man. Right? Like.
Yeah, absolutely. But so this company, Colossal Biosciences, they acquired Viagen. Viagen was a company that specialized in animal cloning.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's probably
So Tom Brady wasn't the only one, man. Paris Hilton, and Barbara Streisand both had their dogs cloned as well. You could do this shit for about $50K.
Damn. So it's
not cheap. Yeah. But I mean, we spent $50K on a car, right? So and not for nothing, bro. I've seen people that like are buying like. To me, I think I paid $400 for my lab.
Yeah.
And now that was 15 years ago. No, no, not 15. That was 13 years ago. And then I have another dog that we paid like $700 for, which is like a small.
I think that's what I paid for mine,
right? And so when I hear, but hearing that people are paying $2,000-$3,000 for a dog seems
the Frenchies were like the craze. Remember the Frenchies 5 years ago? And
people are spending $4, $5, $6 on Frenchies. Like,
dude, I have a friend of mine who breeds them, and some of them he's able to get like $15,000.
Yeah, because of
I don't get into how, but so people are spending a lot of money on a dog, which is my point. So to $50K to Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's our $2,000. It's our. I
don't even think it's $2,000. Yeah, bro. It's probably like $50.
Yeah. It's not much for him, but it goes to speak, like our attachment to animals. I saw Lewis Hamilton, the Formula One driver. He's notorious. His dog is like a celebrity in itself. Like the dog is known to he walks the paddock with him. He's always on the road. He's like, if you look at his social, the dog's always around. I think it's an English bulldog. Okay, I think. But he passed recently, and Lewis Hamilton had this like he was showing pictures of him in his post leading up to it, and then I think he had some issue and he had to put him down, which is obviously a super difficult decision to make for somebody to put their dog down. But I'm looking at someone like him too. It's he has the means, the dog is very attached. I think for Lewis Hamilton too, it's he doesn't have a wife, doesn't have kids, he's always on the road, the dog's always with him.
Yeah.
It's that's almost like his child. I used to make fun of people like that all the time, and I understand it more and more lately, because I remember someone at work telling me once that they spent $12,000 on a surgery for their dog, and I was like, just go get
another dog. Yeah.
Go get 12 of them.
And back then, he could probably get 24. Yeah,
and they told, they gave me the whole spiel, how I don't understand, blah, 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 and I just now didn't understand. And the year that I've had to spend a little bit of money on my dog. So I was like, all right, fine, I get it.
I couldn't really understand why you would clone your dog. But then I was kind of reading into it, because I go okay, so it's not the same dog.
No.
But it did say when you clone an animal, it is an identical genetic copy. So its physical traits, appearance, and a lot of the behavioral traits that your dog
So in a lot of ways you get
So a lot of ways you kind of get the same temperament and everything else. So that, I guess, again, if you can afford it.
Yeah, and you're attached to it, yeah. I mean, listen, like you said, our kids and pets and stuff, we will spend whatever our version of that $50K is, right? Without thinking twice for a lot of people. And
man.
It didn't surprise me, but I thought it was cool, man. I was like, man, the fact that he did it, I think, I would have just never thought of Tom Brady as, being I don't know. I don't know him, obviously, but it's just not the person that I associate with, he must be so tight with his dog that he gets a clone. But it is very Tom Brady in the fucking sci-fi sense, where Tom Brady's out there having avocado ice cream and he looks like he's fucking 30, and he's pushing 50, and he's like,
he looks great, man.
Yeah. So you're okay, in that whole sense, it kind of adds up with all the weird shit that he's into. But then, when I saw the company that did it, I was like, man, it's so cool. When we do stories on shit, because sometimes we'll do a story about a company and it'll fucking just fall apart. It'll go,
or we just don't hear about it anymore.
Or we just don't hear about it anymore, right? But sometimes, man, it's such an ambitious endeavor that, it probably goes away for a little bit and it comes around. But these guys are actually doing things because one thing to be hey, we're going to bring back the woolly mammoth and we're going to be able to clone animals. But I think when you see it actually done, you're like, oh shit, this is for real. These people are for real. Who knows what that turns into as far as business and whether or not they'll be around. But I think it's still a testament to the accomplishment of being able to pull that off. It's wild.
Yeah. Right? And I also think that they're smart in doing it with dogs, right? They're doing it with something that is probably a lower cost and something that people actually care about, right? You produce a woolly mammoth, and maybe it's in a zoo. People can go to see, but if you really touch the
it's gonna become the fucking celebrity, the who's who of remember when people bought tigers and shit, Mike Tyson, that's what'll happen with a woolly mammoth. It'll be who can afford to buy one? Who can afford it? And it'll be the people who have everything else. Some fucking guy in Abu Dhabi will have 47 woolly mammoths in his living room.
And a Tasmanian tiger.
And a Tasmanian tiger. And a fucking T-Rex.
One thing I did see from this was that he was getting a lot of flack online because they're just there's all these dogs in the shelters. Why don't you just go get that? I'm just man, shut up. You can't. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you can't tell people how to spend their money.
Yeah, dude. I always even when I remember when I was thinking about getting a dog, and you get all the people who are don't buy one, go down and adopt, and it's You go and adopt. Like, don't tell me what to do. Like, tell me this is my money. If I want a dog, obviously I want something specific, right? I'm looking for specific temperament, specific breed, specific. Like, I hate this, like, I don't even know what you call it, but it's like this this like altruistic way of like I have to think about the greenest way to own a pet too now.
Right.
Like,
dude,
fuck off.
Dude, I'll be honest, man. Like I'm one of those people that actually did that right before.
Yeah, but because you wanted to, right? Like,
because I wanted to, and I actually went out to the pound, and I actually went there like several days in a row, spent time with this dog. I thought it was gonna be the perfect dog. I bring him home, and he wasn't, and I ended up like a month later, man, taking him back. And
you tried it.
I did. I tried it, man, and the dog was great for me. Wasn't great for the family.
Not great for family, and that's okay, man. And it's funny, I wasn't opposed to getting a dog from the pound, like if I found the right dog, right? But like, I'll hear this, and we know people like this all the time who like lecture people and like, adopt, don't shop, like, and I'm just like, like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're so annoying to me because like I can point out every other way that you're a hypocrite in that sense. I'm not like ignorant to the fact that like, yeah, there's like puppy farms and blah blah and there's all this other shit, but like, bro, is that any different? We talked about this last week of the fucking kid who's making your phone or half of the clothes you wear or the fast
like
fashion shit
fake,
you buy off
fake
Shein and Temu, and it's just like, the fuck out of here. Like, go do you. I'm glad you're doing you and you're whatever, but like, don't fucking sit there and play moralist with everybody else, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see there was a death, actually 2 deaths in the NFL this week.
Yeah, man.
Paul Tagliabue, who was the commissioner.
That's right.
Right, for many years.
He was the one right before Goodell, right?
Yes.
Was he still? Yeah.
Okay. In my lifetime, there was Pete Rozelle, Paul Tagliabue, and now Roger Goodell.
Okay.
And so he passed away, but like I think he was in his 80s. But the more tragic one was Marshawn Nealon, who was a current player for the Cowboys. Actually scored his first touchdown like a couple of weeks ago.
Days before, right?
Or was it a couple days? I don't know.
A week before, maybe. Yeah.
But I didn't see. I mean, I saw that he actually went out. Did he go out driving? And then did you know the story
now is that he was out driving. I don't know what he got in, but he was out driving. He had already been texting with like teammates and his girlfriend and family, or I don't know if he left the house with his girlfriend, and he was already in a bad state of mind.
So was he telling people that he was in off?
Yeah, I think they were basically. He was like basically almost like goodbye texts.
Gotcha.
It was like very much this dude's saying his goodbyes and shit and apologizing to people and whatever. And so I think. And the story changes so much. One of the team security personnel called the cops and said, "Hey, can you do a welfare check on this guy? I'm hearing this, blah, blah. He's in a group text. The boy sent me this, yada, yada." And so I think, a lot of people were talking about this police chase thing. It wasn't really a police chase. They were trying to do a welfare check on him. It wasn't that he took off from somewhere. And then somewhere in that, he flees. Because he doesn't want to be talked out of it, is what he's saying. Because I think he's actively like still texting people in the middle of this whole shit.
Oh, wow.
And basically like, I'm not pulling over because I don't want them to talk me out of this.
Right.
Ends up crashing, runs on foot somewhere, and then offs himself. Like,
wow.
Man, 24 years old, second year in the NFL. Like you said, had just scored his first touchdown. As a defensive player, some of these guys go their whole careers without scoring touchdowns.
Which the touchdown's not a big deal, right? But
on defense, but it's cool. But it's hard to do, man. It's so fucking hard.
No, but I think it speaks to how we view NFL players, right?
Yeah.
It's just like it's just like almost like you made it to the NFL. It's almost like you made it, right?
Yeah.
Like you worked really hard. You were one of the best at your craft, and you've made it to sort of like the pinnacle of your career, right? And
that guy is better at football than most of us will ever be at anything in our life.
Right.
Anything, whatever our endeavors are, right? Whether it's a fucking IT guy or accounting or whatever, that guy is better at his job than most of us will ever be, or was better at his job than most of us will ever be at anything.
Yeah.
Presumably, like you said, like at the top of where you could be in your career, obviously it hasn't gotten the humongous money yet, but probably coming. He's on a rookie contract.
But I think we
for all intents and purposes, very successful.
Yeah.
Right? Like we would view that.
And we definitely view it. I think that's kind of the point,
guy.
right? We view it. You view this guy as having a successful life and being, multimillionaire and like almost like having it all. Like, why would you want to kill yourself?
Yeah.
And I think this speaks to like, this. People go through, and I'll say, and I'll just speak for men, right? Men go through shit silently.
Yeah,
There's a lot of times, man, where we just don't say shit. And sometimes it's because we just feel like we need to be, whether we need to be the leader or we need to be the tough guy or we need to be, we need the provider and we're supposed to.
We don't want to look weak or we don't want to admit weakness.
We're supposed to be carrying everything. And I can't imagine saying this guy's position where he's 24 years old and multimillionaire. Who knows what, is he looked upon by his entire family as being, he didn't just make it. We made
right.
it.
You're taking care of it. Yeah, there's a pressure.
So now we're taking care. Right. He's not taking. And I don't know if the guy if he was married. If he was married or a kid. So girlfriend, right? But, man, I can't imagine what the pressures of something like that is like, where somebody will look at you and go, "Oh man, you got it."
Right.
And again, I'm not saying that he was going through this. I'm just going I can imagine.
Yeah. No. Like you said, we just, as a man, you can relate to in our own way, right? We have shit that we go through.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine what it's like. We see a young 24-year-old guy, right, who doesn't have, you would think, not a whole lot of stress or a whole lot of things to worry about, right? He's not married, doesn't have kids.
I think it's the opposite.
Right? No, I think to your point, it's like you're now the who knows what he's probably the guy taking care of his family. Also, dude, sometimes the mental health shit, man, is I know that's become like a buzzword over the last few years or whatever. But it really is like one of those things where man, it doesn't really matter what's going on around you or how successful you are or even if you're not going through stress, there's something in there that tells you you're not good enough and no one's convincing you otherwise, bro. Or just that you're sad or that, no one's talking about. It's funny, man, I spent the vast majority of my life never understanding people who did this, right? And there's a part of me that's always been, and I still am, that is a very permanent solution to very temporary problems,
right,
in a lot of cases, right? But for some of these people, they don't feel that way, right? They're obviously tormented and they go, I'm never getting rid of this, right? They could
see no way out.
They can see no way out, right? And so I always, look at that. But I do remember finding myself in a situation years ago where I wasn't suicidal, but I had the thought where I went, I get it. You know what I mean? As a man, I went, I was sitting alone, man. I think I was sitting alone at home, and it was the first time in my life that I was because before I would be I just don't get it. I don't get why people would do that. It's it's a very permanent solution. And I remember one day thinking, I was, going through some shit in my life, and I was like, I get it.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't do that, but I understand.
I wouldn't do that, but I understand, right? It was that. It was I had no intention, but it was the first time in my life where I sat there and I went, I understand how people get there. Because I was that would solve, quote unquote, all of my problems right now at the time. And I went, I don't want to do it, but I'm I get it. I get that. You don't want to go through, I know that I'm going to get through the other side of this. I don't want to go through the forest in the middle, right? I know I'm going to make it to the other side of the forest. It's I don't want to deal with the shit in the middle. So it's just I don't have to, right? And so it was the first time in my life, man, that I really looked at that, and I don't want to say that it was the first time I got empathy, because I think I've always had empathy, but I had a different understanding of what that must have been like. And then, obviously going, you see people like him, and I just go, you can't, that is so far beyond comprehension when people are going through things like that mentally, man, that I think that if you don't think like that, it's very difficult for you to understand.
Yeah.
Because you said, I think for a lot of people from the outside looking in, you'll go, but why? You had everything.
You had everything.
We saw this, Robin Williams a couple years ago, right? One of the happiest, people, that we, or so we thought.
Oh, so
right?
we thought.
Right? Chose to make people laugh, through his movies, through his stand-up.
His entire career, bro.
His entire life existence.
Dude, my first recollection of Robin Williams was Mork and Mindy. He used to be.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? I don't remember that
sitcom,
show.
yeah,
Sitcom. Yeah. He was on a sitcom, weekly sitcom, Mork and Mindy, man. And so that dude's been sort of making me laugh, right, for my entire life. But you just goes to show, you just never know what people are going through, man. So if you get a chance, it's just like, yo, just be kind. Like, be kind to people, man, and try to be empathetic.
Yeah.
Because, man, you just never know what people are going through.
And you want to say check on your people, man, and it's cliche, and that isn't necessarily always like, yeah, you should. But man, this guy's in a group text, I'm sure he's got friends, he's got a girlfriend that cares about him. He's got like, sometimes you can be surrounded by people, and like you said, like a lot of us just choose to go through this shit in silence, and you just won't know, right? Like, unless somebody goes like, hey man, like, you all right? Like, like there's very specific questions, there's specific things you have to, and maybe some people around him knew what he was going through. Like, I'm speculating here, but like, it doesn't seem like he was a guy that went through shit alone. There were people around him. And then the other part of me, going back to the shit I was saying before, is like, dude, there's nothing lonelier than being in a room full of people or in a house full of people and still feeling alone. You know what I mean? Like, you ever been like around people, and it could be like, it could be a work event where you're I don't know, like a restaurant or a Christmas party or whatever. Yeah. It could be anything. You could be at home, like, some people don't like going home to their families. Like, it could be anything, and it's like you could be surrounded by people, and there's nothing lonelier than that feeling of like, I'm with people, and I still feel alone. Like, I feel like that is the loneliest version of alone you could possibly be, where you're surrounded by people, or you have a person or whatever, or whatever, and you're still like, I still feel so alone for whatever reason, right? Like, and so it isn't always check on them. Yes, you should, but man, sometimes it's like, and listening to, like, when you are there, I guess, or the people that you do talk to all the time, it's like, just listen to the shit they say, or pay attention to what's going on in their life. Because like, sometimes, like, you've done it to me, man, where you would just check on me. It's like, I may not necessarily have been like, oh, fucking hate my life today, this week, or whatever, but all the shit that maybe that I might have going on that week, and you just be like, it's almost just paying attention, going like, oh, that's a fucked up week to have, or whatever, or like, oh, I know that's gonna be a tough thing to go through this week, or I know that it's gonna have a shitty time at work this week because of X. Like, sometimes it just takes like, yo, I know you're going through this week, man. Like, just I guess just paying attention is more than just how are you doing, because the superficial answer is always like, I'm good. Like, we do it every day.
All the
hey,
time,
how are you?
man.
Like, I'm fucking guilty of this, man. That's my go. Hey, how are you today? I don't give a fuck.
Living a dream.
I'm just I'm just making the fucking
no, you're not.
No, yeah. But sometimes it's like, man, pay attention to your people, and then I don't know, be there. And then sometimes, I don't know if there's anything that you can do, man.
And sometimes you can't,
fucking
bro.
Sucks.
Sometimes you can't, but I think it helps, man. So I've done that. I've done that with you. I've done that with my brother, where I hit up my brother one time, and I need to hit him up again, man. And I know he listens, Eric. I'm gonna hit you up.
This is us hitting you up.
That's right. But like, I hit him up the last time, and I just like, hey man, like, on a text, just like, hey man, like, just checking in, hoping things are good, whatever. I don't normally do that. And he calls me up. He's like, what's wrong?
What's wrong? That's how we're like, though, man.
What's wrong? And I was like, and seriously, nothing is wrong, man. I was literally, I just thought about you, man. And I go, a lot of times I think, I think about people, and then I go, I don't even really know what to say. It's gonna sound weird.
Right.
So I just don't say
thinking about
shit.
you. Yeah, because if you're like, yo, I'm thinking about you,
you'd be like, what?
What? I'm like, can you not?
There's shit that's just not acceptable.
Dude, and also, I'm very guilty of this. When people are nice to me, my mind immediately jumps.
What you want?
What do you want? What do you need? What do you? Like, nobody's nice to me for free, right? So I'm just like, I immediately go to.
Oh, you see the fucking name on your phone?
Yeah,
it's ringing. You go,
nah, that's not gonna go. Yeah. You're just like,
man, you ain't called me.
But I think even in our day-to-day life, like, I think for a lot of people too, I guess it depends, like, the people you have around you. But like, it could be your, like your wife, right? Like husband, whatever. Like the girlfriends, boyfriends. Like, I think even then, sometimes you're like, when they're being nice, you're like, you either did something I don't like, you think you did something I don't like, you're about to do something I don't like.
You buttering me.
And you're buttering me. Like, I never assume you're nice for free, right? Like, I'm just like, now I'm suspicious. I'm like, I'm gonna take it, but, and then sometimes I know, but I'm like, I'm gonna just take it, right? Like, but like, I default to this, like you said, like my phone rings sometimes, or someone text me, and I'm like, all right, man, like, why are you, and it's sad to be that way, because, you know, I'm sure there's like genuine attempts, right, to be nice to me, but like, a lot of the times, like, my default is I probably wouldn't even listen, because I'd be like, this motherfucker wants something, I'm not picking up. You know what I mean? Like,
and not for that, man, there's those people in your lives that do call you only when they need shit.
Only when they need, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I immediately go like, I'm guilty about this shit with my own family. I might get a text or somebody from a family member like, hey, long time. And I'm like, cut to the chase, bro. Well, we can skip the pleasantries.
I'll be like, no habla.
No. I hate people with that shit all the time. No hablo inglés. I'll be like, me no speaky.
Oh, man, so... Yo, check on your people.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
I guess that's the moral of that shit is, man.
Sad,
you just never know people are going through.
24, thing you shouldn't. Oh fuck, man. At the beginning of his life, man, he's like, you're a baby at 24.
Oh my God, bro.
You're a baby. You have so much promise ahead of you, and fuck, man. Like you just. Yeah, I don't know what could have been done, man. It has resources, right? Because the teams provide help to you and all that stuff. And sometimes it's just not enough, man. Like, it's just, it sucks. It's heartbreaking to see that story, man. Like, I always feel, I don't know, it hits extra hard, man, when it's a young man, dude. There's a local, I don't want to put him on blast here because I don't know if he wants to be, but there's a local comedian here. I'm not like friends with him, but like just kind of like Facebook friends. Yeah. Like I run into him at the open mics kind of thing and all that are used to more. And I remember he had a son commit suicide, and his son was really young, like early 20s, and you know I'd follow that, you know, his postings, and I was like, man, I can't even imagine as a dad, you know, and you know he's putting shit like, bro, I'm hanging out with him all the time. Like all the time. It's not like me and my son are distant. It's like he lives close. It's like, you know, he's like, I just watched the basketball game with him the other night. You know, that kind of thing. And it's just like,
how do you not know?
And he didn't know.
And I think that's probably what haunts him.
Oh, of course.
Like, how do I not know?
How do I not know, man? And like just following that too, man. I remember that like you know, like obviously his tributes and stuff. And I'm like, and I think similar age. And you're just like, fuck, man. Like I wish there was a way for people to just like, I don't know, be seen to the future, or talk to an old head, like, because you know we've all been there where you think that when you're young, especially, man, it's hard to imagine whatever that most important thing is that's happening in your life right now not being a big deal and then not mattering, right? And because I say this to my kids all the time, like, whatever you think today is the biggest deal, 5 years from now, you're not even going to believe you cared about that a little bit, let alone it being the center of your universe, you know? And it's tough to get people to see that because it's so much more than that. It's so beyond that, man.
I've told my sons, man, like when we've...
Actually, I don't know that Jake Paul, he might be suicidal too, so maybe this wasn't a good topic to get. Did you see the shit with Jake Paul?
Well, let's talk about the cancellation first, right?
Yes, okay.
So Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis, we're gonna fight on Netflix. It was under Jake Paul's company's like this card so Gervonta Davis was accused again by another woman of like physical abuse.
Yeah, so I've heard enough.
Right. Yeah, you're right. So you just go like, you know, it's
like third woman or something.
Yeah, it's the old shit of just like, yo, man, if people been accusing you of smoking crack for 20 years, I ain't saying you doing it now, but at some point you were smoking crack. Right. And so Jake Paul actually he unleashed like this statement. Where he called Gervonta Davis an actual walking human piece of garbage. He says working with him was an absolute nightmare. The unprofessionalism, the bizarre requests, the showing up hours late to shoots. If you support this man, you support the most vile sin a man can commit. And then he went on to apologize to his team, the undercard fighters that were affected, and then he goes, as for me, it's on to the next one. Anyone, anytime, any place. So you know what the next one is. I did not
you didn't
see
hear about this?
No, man.
And
So
I will give Jake Paul credit because if this is true, the rumor today, according to Bleacher Report, is Anthony Joshua.
oh, he's getting smoked.
Heavyweight, yeah, he's gonna get fucking starched. And if you're Anthony Joshua and you lose or you don't knock out Jake Paul within the first, I'm gonna say 2-3 rounds,
Don't ever show up anywhere again.
you have to move somewhere with no internet. Like, you want to talk about no one's gonna be able to keep Anthony Joshua.
Go to Greenland.
Yeah. We gonna own that soon.
That's right. It'd be their 51st state. Don't worry. We coming through,
bro. Which, listen, kudos to Jake Paul, for a real. But Anthony Joshua is, a few years removed from his prime.
but still, bro,
elite, will hurt you.
World class heavyweight boxer.
Yes, will hurt you for real. Hurt you for real. So I go, okay. And then, sure, if you're Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua has shown weak chin, right? He's been knocked out by people. However, you're not. Jake Paul is I think Jake Paul, I knew we would get him credit, is a legitimate boxer. He's not.
He's just not an elite. He's not elite
yet, man. And you saw when he's fought elite boxers, he's had a tougher time, right, than he did against.
Dude, he didn't even. I mean, he couldn't beat.
Struggled against Julio Cesar Chavez, right, to knock him out.
But even who was Tyson Fury's? Was it brother, nephew, whatever?
Yeah. No, his brother.
Tommy Fury, which. It went to decision.
Yes.
But he is not an elite boxer.
Right. He's not an elite boxer. Anthony Joshua is and can potentially hurt you.
Yeah, dude.
I mean serious hurt, like brain damage hurt you. You know what I mean?
But you know what? Fuck, man. This is one that I'm going. I was gonna watch anyway.
Yeah.
But I wasn't excited about the Gervonta Davis thing because of the weight difference.
Yeah, the weight disparity is crazy. I thought he could smoke Gervonta Davis. I thought it would go to distance probably because I just didn't think any of them were gonna get off the shot that they needed to. I thought Gervonta Davis would do a good job of avoiding it.
But I think this is
gonna be. They're gonna ban.
Yeah, right.
If you're Anthony Joshua, you have to try to knock him out.
Absolutely,
right? You have
bro.
To.
You have
but
to.
But that also puts you in line to get hit, right?
Oh, dude.
You can't go out there and box him if you're Anthony Joshua. You got to go fuck him up for the sport. You know what I mean? Just to show these guys hey, this is another level.
Dude, if Jake Paul even wobbles, Anthony Joshua.
Oh my God, bro. Listen, and
he can't go back home.
It's not in the realm of possibility, right? You go, Anthony Joshua could get cocky. Anthony Joshua, again, he's shown that he can get dropped, he can get wobbly. He got it's not completely impossible.
Does he train?
It shouldn't be.
Does Anthony Joshua train for this?
Oh my God!
For this?
I
think you have to.
I would think you have to.
You have to.
No. I would think you have to. And I'm bullshitting you not. I think you got to go out there and try to finish this in the first round. And you have to try to make this so dominant. Because I think it hurts his legacy. Anthony Joshua is already on the cusp of his legacy being kind of because he's been dropped so many times. But he's also he's a heavyweight champion. He's beat elite fighters, but he's also been beat. He's been upset by Ruiz, right?
Ruiz, yep.
He's been knocked out by Tyson Fury? He's knocked him out, right?
I'm not sure.
Did he knock out? Somebody else knocked him out.
Was it? He never fought the American from Alabama.
Wilder? No. He ducked Wilder for a long time. But he got dropped by somebody else. I can't remember who now. But
definitely Ruiz.
He definitely got dropped by Ruiz. He got dropped by.
It was Klitschko.
He got dropped by. Yes, you're right. Yeah, it was Klitschko, and then somebody else who I'd never heard of had dropped him out of nowhere too. One of his last kind of fights. So I think he's on that cusp of the talk of Anthony Joshua is going to be more about what could have been instead of what was. So if you're him, you got to go dominate this. If you're Jake Paul, I'm the ball's on you, kid, because that is an elite. Anthony Joshua is 2-3 wins away from us putting him in the conversation of top 10 heavyweights of all time, and might still be there. But definitely 2 or 3 wins away from that. If he beats Klitschko, right? If he doesn't lose to Andy Ruiz that first time, right? He's got an immaculate.
And he fights Deontay Wilder.
And he fights Deontay Wilder and potentially beat because that could have gone either way. Because Deontay Wilder likes to get hit too, right? So who knows?
You know, I think would have been a better match. Ngannou.
Oh my God, yeah. Didn't Joshua beat Ngannou?
Who did he rocked
Ngannou, right?
Was was it Joshua that he fought?
I think so, man.
I thought Ngannou fought Tyson Fury.
Oh no, you're right.
Right?
You're right.
But here is an MMA guy turned boxer, and he's a powerful puncher. I think that is the better matchup for Jake Paul. But
I thought.
Kudos to Jake.
No, he did. He knocked him out in the second round. I thought he did. So he's the one that Fury won the decision, but it was close.
Yeah, because he knocked him down.
Yeah. But Joshua knocked him out in the second round.
Knocked out Ngannou.
Made light work of him. I think Anthony Joshua does that to Jake Paul.
To me, that's the better match. If you're Jake Paul, like
go fight Francis Ngannou. Yeah.
Go fight Ngannou, man. Like
I think the problem with fighting Ngannou is it's another MMA guy.
Yeah, but so what?
I think no. I hear what you're saying, anyway, but I think at this point, if you're Jake Paul, it's like I've shown that I can beat up MMA guys. I want to show that I can beat up an elite boxer. So I get why he's doing it. It's just like, bro,
not that.
You want to talk about jumping on the deep end? Fuck, man. Like I want to watch this just because I'm like,
oh, I'm definitely.
You got it, bro. This is first or second round KO. Has to be right. Like this is, yeah, bro. I can't imagine. Like this is you can't take a 2-punch combo from Anthony Joshua. There's no fucking way. There's no way. Like Anthony Joshua, dude, jab hook, lays you the fuck out. I think if you're, I don't know, man. I just don't. Listen, kudos to him. I respect it.
Yeah, man, like, I respect it, bro. And I'm gonna watch.
And also, I'll eat my words if he does end up winning. But then also, even if
he goes a distance, bro.
Yeah. But do we even give him credit then, or are we critical of Anthony Joshua?
No, man, because I think that, as time has gone on, Jake Paul has proven to be, he's a decent boxer.
Yeah.
He's just not an elite boxer. I would have rather have seen him go against, who's the dude that fought Canelo in the, what is it, what was it, cruiserweight?
Oh, yeah.
So you talk about like the 190 range.
Better be that dude. Yeah.
He's like, go fight him. But the thing is, the name is not there.
Right, that's the problem. Is he needs a big name. Yeah, because if you go to distance with Anthony Joshua, we have to give you your
oh yeah, absolutely. But that's why I thought Ngannou would.
Like you can lose to him. Hell, I don't know. This is probably going to be one of those 8-round fights. If you get dropped in the 7th by Anthony Joshua, I'm going to give you credit for that. It's pretty good. But I think if you're Anthony Joshua, you got to make light work of this. You got to finish this in the first or second round. Like if it goes past 3.
Now you want to do those guys talk and they go, yo man, we can't finish this. Like obviously you're better than me. Let's make it go at least 5 rounds. Do they? I wonder if they have those kind of.
I wouldn't be surprised, but like. If I'm in Anthony Joshua's camp, I'm going, no. Like, I'm going to get paid no matter what, right? And also, like, what does that do for me? It creates another payday for me to fight. There's no upside if you're Anthony Joshua, right? Like, I'm already getting paid. People are going to... Dude, and we can talk all the shit we want. We're going to keep paying for these fights. Like if Anthony Joshua knocks him out in the first round...
Well, I love that it's on Netflix, man.
Right,
already
that's also
paying,
true.
right?
But, like, I go, if Anthony Joshua knocks him out in the first round, and then fucking Conor McGregor comes out next month and says he wants to fight Anthony Joshua, we're going to go, he's going to kill Conor McGregor. But I kind of want to see it live. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to watch. Like,
I want to see the carnage.
I think if you're Joshua, if you're Jake, it makes more sense as a conversation. I think if you're Joshua, I'm going, no, I have too much to lose. Like, and I'm going to get this paycheck anyway. Like,
you mean to take it longer?
Yeah.
I'd be
like, if I take it longer against you, I look like fucking terrible. Now, if you happen to do that on your own, I still look terrible, but I'll live with that.
Right.
But I'm not just gonna give you.
No, that makes sense.
Dude, an ego as a man.
Bro.
I'm trying to kill you in that first round, dog. Like, no. Like, I think first 30 seconds, if you're Joshua, you gotta try to land some great. Like, I saw this and I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no way Jake Paul is this crazy. And I was like, you know what, man? Maybe he is, and good for fucking him. Bro. Yeah. Like, he keeps boxing interesting single-handedly.
Yeah, let's see, man. How are you doing on time, bro?
Dude, I don't fucking know anymore, but I think we're just over an hour now. We're like an hour and 3 if I had to. No, hour 13.
All right, man. I gotta hit you with this story, man. This is another personal one for me. I had quite a week this week. Almost had an accident, bro.
Car accident? Were you pulling over to help an old lady cross the street?
No. And I was not doing a good deed. And this is part of what makes this story kind of interesting. So, I went to get gas. It was in the evening. I went to get gas, and I'm coming out of the gas station, and at this stretch of the road that I'm on, there's fucking street lights the entire way, and then there's this like less than a quarter mile stretch, or maybe about a quarter mile stretch of there's just like no street lights on the one side. So I'm done getting gas. I'm gonna pull out into the road. I'm waiting because it's oncoming traffic, and I see all the car lights coming. There's also a guy next to me, so I'm kind of inching up so I can. He's in like an SUV, so he's gonna go make a left.
Okay.
So I'm inching up so I can kind of see past him, and I can see, and I see all the cars coming, right, and I can see where it breaks.
Okay.
So it breaks. I start to go. The guy next to me starts honking his horn. At the same time, like I'm actively pulling out, and I'm still looking, and I just happened to see this moving object. No lights.
Okay.
And I go in my brain, I'm like, car. And so what I did was, since I was already moving, I just kind of cut it all the way and went into the grass.
Oh, damn.
Rather than going into the thing. And sure enough, car, no lights, is coming probably at 50 miles an hour. Like,
did he attempt to brake or anything? Or flew by?
Not that I know of. But it would have been, he would have either hit the front of my car. He most likely would have hit my door.
Okay.
So that would have been fucking right. And then, or if I would have made it out in time, he would have smashed me in the back. But most likely, man, based on where I remember him being, most likely hits my door.
Okay.
Right?
You kind of got to think about it before you let him hit you.
So, what's that?
So you kind of got to think about it, because you know sometimes you be like, I'll ruin both our Sundays. Like, you know.
No, man, listen. I was not trying to fucking listen. I don't want to be in no accident. I don't want to deal with that shit. But what got me thinking was just like, yo, if that dude hits me and something, you know, catastrophic happens and I die, like that. At that time, and it was my wife and I both in the car. So let's just say accident happens, we both pass. So it's like, when we're on the way home, we're talking about this, and we're just like, yo, what if we had both like died in the car accident right now? And at the time, all three of our sons were at the UCF game. Oh. UCF was playing Houston. It was the Space Coast, Space Coast game or whatever, right? And we're going like, fuck, man, that would suck. Like they get a phone call, and you know, so the emotion. So we talk about that really quick, and then it's just like, okay, that would suck. And then the next thing was, yo, what would they do? So I got two 18-year-olds and a 16, right?
They're adults.
They're right, and I go, okay, like, I have enough sort of like life insurance and that kind of stuff where you could go, you could finish school and do your thing and figure out your life and like you'd be okay.
Yeah.
At least financially. They don't know where to get that shit.
Oh, they'd be sitting around waiting for something to get a
They'd
letter
be sitting around waiting for,
and then
bro, and so it got me like we
gotta go get an estate.
We started almost like a playbook to go, yo, if this happens, like go here.
You have a will? Do you have a will?
I don't.
So you gotta go get one of those made.
So it's like there was one of those moments, man, where I was like, fuck, like, you know, as much as we try to do for our kids and we try to set things up for them, and you know, like we did the prepaid college and so all this shit that we're trying to like prep, and I go, yo, we're not even prepared for if the moment comes where we're just not here tomorrow.
Yeah, they don't know who to call or to go.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously you know, like family would be around, right? Yeah. But no one knows where my shit is.
Right.
No one knows my accounts. No one knows. Like you could figure out bank accounts, but it's like, yo, insurance. Like where's that? You know, and there's insurance from like different places.
Yeah,
right. So it's like,
right?
Where's that?
Who notified them?
Call?
Yeah.
Right. Like all this shit, bro. And I'm
you
sure
gotta make them a folder with all.
That's it, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so we actually we're starting almost like a playbook. Like, just like, yo, in the case of emergency, go here, and this is where all this shit is, and then have the discussion of just yo, man,
here's what
if this happens, sucks, and it's gonna suck sort of emotionally, but like financially, you guys will be okay.
Yeah, you get everything else is taken care of.
Here's what you do: you keep going to school, you do this, teach your brother how to drive. You know what I mean? Like that kind. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit. Where it's like, you know,
it is weird how you don't think about shit like that.
Stay in the house. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, stay in the house. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Right? Yeah. It's funny, man. You know, especially when you're younger, you don't really think about. Yeah, dude. It's funny, especially when you're younger. The first time I thought about this was when I took a trip when my kids were younger, and I left one of the kids behind, and it was like that where I was like, oh fuck, man, if something happens over on this trip, you know, one kid behind. I remember thinking about this, like, and I think I had like some documents or whatever drafted up at the time for the one kid, almost like a power of attorney for shit. You know?
Okay, yeah.
Because the other thing I don't think about either, man, is like when you leave, like if you leave your kids with a babysitter, it's like, can they make medical decisions for them?
Oh, right.
And it was like something like that. I was like, man, I gotta make sure I give power of attorney to make medical decisions for them. Because I remember I had an experience as a teen where I had gotten bit by a dog, and I remember my uncle taking me to the hospital, and they refused to treat me because he wasn't my parent.
Oh, right.
And yeah, and it was a weird scenario. So like, I remember just thinking about that and going like, but you know, like when you're young, man, you're not really, I don't know, man. We all think we're invisible, and you just
that's it, man. We just always think that tomorrow's
think like, oh, that shit happens to other people. That doesn't happen. You know, like we always think that, man. And like,
you know, dude, you know what's the worst part about that experience? I mean, actually, it was good because it kind of made us think about things that we had not thought about. But also, like, if something would have happened, dude. So we use that app, that fucking Earnify app, which is great. It gives us like an extra 10 cents off per gallon, whatever. Well, in this, for like a certain time period, every Friday, they give you like an additional 25% off.
Okay.
Right? And so I didn't even need gas, bro. I just went,
just did it.
Yeah, it's Friday. Let me go top off. Because I'm gonna need gas.
I'm gonna need it anyway. And
I'm gonna need it. So
why not about to get you killed?
It's just like
we just kidding. Unless y'all want to sponsor
the shit that we do. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't need to go out that night. I didn't even need fucking gas. I was just like, I'm gonna need it in the next couple of days. I might as well get it today. I'll save some money. But it's just like, yeah, save some money. Even if I don't die, right? It's just like
a situation you didn't need to.
Yeah, just like man. even just a minor fender bender would have been like, why the fuck am I out here?
Yeah, see, that's why I wait. So my shit is gas, bro.
Wait till you gotta be out there.
Oh, bro, my gas.
Maybe that's the fucking lesson.
I ride my shit all the way down to the bottom. Like my car, like it'll be on. My light will be on that I need to fill up my gas tank for like 2 days. I'll go to work and back several times. I'm like, I got it. It'll be fine. I know my car. You know, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And the gauge could be on the line. I'll be like, I know my car. You still got another day left in.
One day you're gonna be on I-4. You gotta
like, she'll be fine. Yeah, you're right. When they will be there, I'm gonna be the guy on the side of the road, fucking trying to wave down a AAA guy, trying to get a gallon of gas in there so I can make it to the gas station. I saw a guy once. That shit was so fucking funny, man. It was a Bentley on the side of the road, and I was like, oh shit, and he had the hazards on. I look and nobody's there, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And you know, it was bizarre. The guy just left his Bentley on the side of the road. And I drove down, and it's probably like another mile or two. I see a guy walking on that same side with a gas tank from the gas station, like walking back that way. And I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
I was like, that dude ran out of gas. I was like, yo, I can see that shit happening to me, bro.
Do they have, you know, like some of the cars have like a, you know, kind of the computer that'll go like, it'll literally tell you how many miles you have left.
Yeah. And then at some point, it gives up.
I've taken my shit down to 0.
Yeah.
And been about 3 miles away from the gas station. And been shitting bricks like what an idiot. Bro. I passed like 30 gas stations on the way home, but I wanted to go to this one because it's it's usually 2 cents lower than the fucking one by work. You know what I'm saying? Just some dumb shit, bro.
I don't even look at gas prices anymore because like
It doesn't really matter.
A, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna get gas anyway, and B, like because of that, I go. I don't want to sit here and be making. I already wait till the very last minute. Now I don't want to sit there and add another like exponent to this whole fucking equation that I don't need. I like. It's all part about living life on the edge a little bit. Sometimes we gotta make our own excitement, bro.
This
Shit gets boring
man.
day to day. Sometimes you gotta make your own excitement, man.
All right, yo, on that, tell them where they can find us.
At the Carbon Food Podcast on IG, on YouTube, on Facebook, TikTok at Carbon Footprint Podcast, at Carbon FP Pod on X, and then all your favorite audio and podcast platforms. So Audible, Amazon Music, JioSaavn Ghana, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. So YouTube podcast, YouTube Music now has podcasts on there as well.
They put that on now, huh?
So yeah, talk to your smart device to play us. You know, make sure you spread the word. Tell your pizza man, tell your cleaning ladies, tell your school teachers, tell whatever. I mean, anybody who you think would benefit from listening to us. All your favorite community. What do you call that?
All your people.
Leaders, all your people.
Yo, and as always, we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.